the summer of 2021 still hangs over Barcelona like a shadow no one wants to acknowledge. Yet it refuses to fade. As new revelations emerge, the story grows more tangled, more human, and far more dramatic than the simple excuse of a financial crisis. Former Barcelona board member and presidential candidate Xavi Vilajoana has stepped forward, demanding honesty, insisting that the narrative surrounding Messi's departure was never as straightforward as fans were led to believe. He argues that the club's financial excuse collapses in the face of current spending trends and ambitious transfer pursuits. At a time when Barcelona claims it could not afford the greatest player in its history, they somehow continue to splash money elsewhere, pushing a confusing contradiction right into the spotlight. To reinforce his stance, Vilajoana revealed an independent financial report showing the club's debt climbing beyond €4 billion. Far from the economic recovery President Laporta has repeatedly promised, he insists that Messi deserved clarity and respect, that the relationship between club and legend should have transcended politics and crisis management. Barcelona was his home, not a negotiation tactic, and fans deserved transparency. Laporta, however, remains firm. He stands by every decision he made, saying he holds no regrets and emphasizing that Barcelona comes before any individual. He insists the situation was impossible to resolve at the time, denying any chance of short-term tricks like temporary loans or other arrangements. But behind the official statements lies a more complicated truth. Messi had agreed to a 50% pay cut. The club and player had reached a full agreement, and yet the registration failed due to La Liga's frozen salary rules. Many sources believe legal routes were available, that Barcelona could have found a solution if they truly wanted one. Instead, the separation took place abruptly, just days before the new season began, leaving Messi blindsided and emotionally shaken. The deeper issue wasn't finances alone, but trust. Messi felt he had become a political symbol, pushed forward during elections, then abandoned when the moment came. The relationship fractured, and no amount of nostalgia could repair it. His recent unexpected visit to Barcelona only stirred more emotion. Laporta publicly said the Camp Nou offices would always be Messi's home, yet he openly admitted he hadn't contacted him at all. Messi's own words reveal a man focused not on returning, but on future goals much larger than any club. His eyes are set on competing for another World Cup, placing it above any individual award. He speaks calmly about life after football, not as a coach, but perhaps as a club owner, eager to build something meaningful and entirely his own. There is respect in his tone, but no longing, no unfinished chapter waiting to be reopened. The Messi-Barcelona story may remain iconic, but the emotional bridge between them now stands closed. Elsewhere in Europe, Real Madrid's young forward Endrick is preparing for a new chapter of his own. With only 11 minutes of playing time this season, the talented Brazilian is set for a loan move to Lyon. His representatives are already exploring accommodations in France, signaling that the agreement is close. Real Madrid paid €72 million for him in 2022, securing him until at least 2027 with the possibility of extending even further. But at 18, he needs constant minutes, real pressure, and a place to grow. Lyon offers that platform, a chance to find rhythm before returning to Madrid as a fully shaped star. Meanwhile, Manchester City sent shockwaves across the Premier League after demolishing Liverpool 3-2-0 at the Guardiola's team, inconsistent early in the season, is now pressing back into the title race. Yet even with dominance returning, Pep knows what he's missing. Kevin De Bruyne, the architect of City's creativity, has no true replacement, forcing Guardiola to adjust his system. That is why his eyes have turned to Szoboszlai, the Liverpool midfielder whose performance caught Pep's attention during their clash. His passing between the lines, his power in the final third, and his ability to create danger seemingly out of nothing make him one of the most complete midfielders of his generation. Real Madrid's Xabi Alonso has also shown interest, placing even more pressure on Liverpool, who recognize that Szoboszlai has become indispensable after their historic 20th league title. With a contract through 2028, Liverpool are working on securing him long-term. But the tug-of-war between Europe's giants has already begun. At the same time, Manchester City is preparing for a future that may not include Pep Guardiola. Reports from The Times suggest that Pep could leave in 2026, ending what would be a decade of brilliance and dominance. After multiple Premier League titles, a Champions League triumph, and a legacy unlike any other, he is considering stepping away and taking a long-needed break, similar to what Jurgen Klopp did. City, aware of the scale of his departure, has quietly started listing successors. Vincent Kompany, beloved former captain, now at Bayern; Roberto De Zerbi, a tactical visionary at Marseille; and Andoni Iraola, the adaptive mastermind at Bournemouth. None of this guarantees Pep's departure, but the club is preparing for a shift that would reshape English football. If Guardiola truly leaves, it will mark the end of one of the most influential managerial eras of the modern game. In Italy, the goalkeeping market is about to erupt. Mike Maignan is positioned to become one of the most coveted free agents of the upcoming transfer window. His contract with Milan expires in 2026, and talks have frozen after he rejected a €5 million proposal. Juventus has already opened discussions, eager to bring in a world-class number 1, but Chelsea and Bayern are equally ready to make their move. Chelsea's goalkeeper situation remains unstable, and Bayern is searching for Manuel Neuer's long-term successor. Maignan's explosiveness, command of the penalty area, and leadership have made him one of Europe's elite, and he now stands in a rare position of power, choosing his next chapter among giants. Barcelona, meanwhile, is plotting something extraordinary. With Robert Lewandowski approaching the end of his contract, the club has placed Harry Kane at the top of their priority list. Kane, now 32, remains one of the most lethal forwards in world football and has shattered goal records since joining Bayern in 2023. Barcelona sees him as the perfect bridge into their next era, a striker who blends experience, consistency, and surgical finishing. They are ready to trigger a clause near €65 million. But competition and financial hurdles will make this pursuit intense. Still, Hansi Flick wants a proven leader, and Kane fits that vision perfectly. Real Madrid, however, faces turmoil beyond transfers. Xabi Alonso, brought in as the manager expected to usher in a new era, is struggling to command the dressing room. After a painful loss to Liverpool and a frustrating draw with Rayo Vallecano, tension has reached the breaking point. Vinicius is showing visible emotional strain. Lunin feels marginalized, and young stars like Arda Güler are folding under pressure. Alonso's strict regime, packed with deep tactical analysis and constant rotation, has unsettled the squad rather than uniting it. Even Mbappe, who leads the league in goals and chances created, feels isolated, frustrated by a system that leaves him without space, support, or structure. His contribution surpasses half of the team's goals, a statistic heavier than the one carried by Ronaldo or Messi in their peaks. And despite his brilliance, he cannot carry Real Madrid alone. According to reports, a trophyless season would likely end Alonso's tenure. Florentino Perez has long admired Jurgen Klopp and has already attempted recruiting him multiple times. If the tension continues, the president may escalate efforts to bring Klopp to Madrid, even though Klopp himself has not shown urgency to return to coaching. Alongside this managerial uncertainty, Real Madrid has simplified the name of their stadium, now branding it simply Bernabeu, aligning with a futuristic identity aimed at global recognition. The arena will host not only football but massive concerts, festivals, and even the first NFL game in Spain, signaling a bold new direction for the club's global presence. Thank you for watching. What transfer surprised you most? Which move could reshape European football the most? And do you think Guardiola or Alonso will stay in their positions? Share your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest football drama, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.